In this video, we're going to be taking a look at the Maven Surefire plugin. And let's come over here and take a quick look at Surefire. We can see that it's got help or test, so not very helpful, so to speak. So there's only two goals of it, and this is to execute test. And like I said in the overview, this is going to run just about every flavor of JUnit, TestNG, Cucumber, Spock, anything that compiles down to JUnit. And there's a lot of small outlying tests that mostly become JUnit at some point. And then there are other test providers, I'm sure, that I'm not thinking of right now that can be plugged into it. It is pretty versatile, but the purpose of this, it runs tests out of your test directory. And one thing that it can do is Pojo test. So I'm going to show you an example of that now, and just a couple of rules that we have to do. So if we come in here and we'll create a new class, we'll call this Hello World Test. So remember, anything that ends with test or begins with test is going to get picked up by the plugin. Is it test, plural, and test case. So we'll just do test. We'll keep it simple. We'll do hello world test. We'll go ahead and add that. And now let's come in. And remember, like JUnit, we always want to return void. And we'll say test hello. So I'm not going to do anything on it. I'll just do system out. And also let's do a second test in there. And actually, just so we can see it better, I'm going to say test. Like so. So we should get the output like that. And remember, this is going to run as part of a Maven goal. So I'm just going to run the package goal. So we'll get everything. And this will be picking up the default lifecycle. And now we can see that we did get our test output right here. So hello world test. So we can see, let's come up here. We can see that clean ran because we configured it. Resources, compiler, test resources, and then test compile. And then finally, Surefire kicked in, and we saw that it generated the test. So our test case ran. And if we call it something else, if we just do, I'm just going to exit, we'll see that we don't get the test hello world or test world come out. So that does run, but see that second test method didn't run. So it's only looking for stuff that begins with test, I believe. So we got the two cases there, and let's go ahead and I'm going to run this one more time. And by default, what Maven does is going to take the output, and let's see, Surefire reports. So we have the XML and text. We can see that we had two run. And here's some properties of the run. And there's actually reporting tools, especially in your CI systems, that are going to pick up and run with this. So we can see that these ran rather quickly. So this is the test method, and then the execution time, as well as a bunch of stuff about the environment. And again, these are standard test reports that are being generated by Surefire, and then there's tools that will pick those up and make more person-friendly reports out of those. And when we get into using JUnit and JUnit TestNG, we'll have examples of those coming up in the course. But for right now, we're going to just focus on these simple Pojo tests. So again, Pojo is plain old Java object, very simple test case that I set up here. We are definitely going to be looking at these in an upcoming module. But for right now, we are just doing getting our feet wet with the Surefire plugin.